Hey guys, what's up? You're watching Up and Adam. My name's Adam Newell. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm the guy bringing you guys all the weekly interviews and recaps from your favorite celebrities and pop culture influencers. Of course, today's no different. Today, we're back to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. And last night's episode was intense, but Karen Huger is talking about it. She also appeared on Bravo's chat room. She was a little bit shady, but that's what we love about her. We're going to get into all of those details, but before we do, if you haven't already, go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. Now with that, hit that intro.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, so obviously we pick up where we left off on last night's episode, and that's with all of the women around the table having this conversation. Sure, Robyn was talking a little bit about her laziness, but then a lot of the conversation was directed towards Dr. Wendy Osefo because she is feeling herself in her new body, happy in this, and then also her, bum, I guess. I don't want to say anything else. I don't want to be disrespectful, but she had a few procedures done and she looks great. She looks fantastic, but it seems like the women have something to say about it. Now, I've said this a couple of times because we aren't understanding where this rift is coming from between Gizelle and Dr. Wendy Osefo. We do understand where it comes from when it comes to Karen and Gizelle, right? We get it. We've been doing this for 6 seasons now at this point, but when it comes to Dr. Wendy Osefo, we were all like, what the hell is actually happening? Now, we had DJ Richie Sky on our channel before, and he let us in on a little secret, which was Dr. Wendy Osefo and Gizelle had this back and forth at Candace's pajama party. I think, like DJ Richie Sky said, that was an important scene that I wish the editors and the producers would have allowed us to see because it would make more sense to us as the viewers as to what actually is going on and why there's this little feud, right? Now, I think Gizelle is alluding to the fact that Dr. Wendy Osefo might have had these procedures done because she's feeling insecure about herself, especially after the rumor surfaced that Eddie, her husband, might actually have been cheating at one point or another. They're saying that these rumors came up on social media and that they have to address it. Gizelle made it known in this group, if there is something lingering out there, then they will have to address it on the show. But for Dr. Wendy Osefo, she made it very clear in last night's episode, do not talk about my family. I'll get into that in a second. But before I do, let's circle back real quick to Gizelle and Karen. Now, Gizelle was asked by Escala, who is new to the group, and it kind of throws us off that she's asking some of the tough questions. But she said, well, speaking of you, Gizelle, I want to know more about your man. What's the situation? Are you guys together? Are you not together? And Gizelle cuts her off and says, I'm not going to do that here in the company of trolls. Of course, Karen's not going to let that one go. She ended up addressing the trolls claim, and she said, trolls, who was she talking to? Was she talking to me? I don't even know what a troll is. Good for you, Karen Huger, for not taking the bait. And she was also asked on Hollywood Life, do you feel like this was a moment where the group was divided? Karen said no. She said, actually, I think the women came in as a united group after I pointed out that, we need to be there for each other. We need to simply support each other and not completely tear each other down every moment that we have. You don't kick your friends while they're down. You support them. You're here to lift them up. For Gizelle, though, it seems like that's not always the case. Gizelle had a good few back and forths when it came to Karen on last night's episode of Bravo's chat room, because Karen was saying, you always go after everyone's marriage. You go after all of the ladies. And Gizelle clapped back for a second and said, wait a minute, wait. So do you. Gizelle has gone after the Darbys. She's gone after Robyn and Juan Dixon. She's gone after Monique Samuels. She's gone after Candace and Chris Bassett. She's really kind of gone after everybody in the group. But she didn't let Karen get away with that comment because she said, Karen, so have you. You've gone after the Darbys. You've gone after Candace. You've gone after all of these other people's relationships. You went after my relationship with the pastor, the preacher, whatever you want to call him. And then you also went after Robyn's relationship with Juan Dixon. So your hands aren't completely clean here. Now, I do want to get back to Dr. Wendy Osefo and everything that went down last night, because there was this rumor lingering, and Gizelle did a very good job of giving someone else the bait and letting them run with it. I think this is very clever, and it almost shows that she is the real puppet master here, because she gave this rumor to Ashley Darby knowing Ashley Darby was going to bring it back to the group. And that's exactly what she did. Even Karen called this out last night on Bravo's chat room. She said, you gave Ashley the rock, and then you said, look, my hands are clean, I don't have a rock, after she threw the rock. Now, Ashley did this in a very nice way, but kind of. She shouldn't have brought it up in the first place, because what you're doing by bringing it up is breathing life into this rumor. And I understand that they all have a job to do, but Dr. Wendy Osefo is not feeling the exact same way. Now, Ashley said before she left the house, she said, Wendy, can I have a conversation with you for a second? Pulled her outside, and then in this conversation said, I just want to let you know, Gizelle and I had a conversation, and she brought up the fact that we think maybe you're going through these life changes because of this rumor that came up with Eddie. She said, I don't know what you're talking about, and why are you bringing that up now? Well, that was kind of all of our question, but after Gizelle put it on the table, somebody has to bring it up. This is what Dr. Wendy Osefo said, and it was not pretty. Dr. Wendy Osefo comes in and asks who's seen the social media post and who's been talking about it. None of the women raised their hands. And then obviously we know it was Gizelle and Ashley. They were the ones who had the conversation. She said to both of them, do not with my family, don't talk about my husband, because what you're not going to do is bring up anyone in my family on these cameras. She said, F these cameras, because she does not care. She made it known, I will drag you across the floor. Be careful and tread lightly. She also pretty much alluded to the fact that Gizelle is an insecure woman, and the reason she has to go after everyone is because misery loves company. Gizelle was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't say anything bad. I'm not the reason that this is being said in the first place. I was saying that I didn't believe the rumor. Okay. This is how you know that she is just so great at what she does as far as this housewife craft. I'm not saying she's a great person. I'm not saying she's a bad person, but I'm saying she knows how to play the game. Because by her saying, I didn't think that this was true, and that people say stuff about all of us all the time in all of our relationships, that's like her way of saying, no, we brought it up, but we were concerned for you. That's why we brought it up. We didn't actually think that this was real. I'm kind of team Dr. Wendy Osefo here, because you know, again, by bringing up this rumor, you know that it's going to become a storyline, that people are going to run with it. The producers are going to want it to be a thing. And now, boom, here we go. It's in the trailer. It's in the teaser for the episodes. We know now it's a main storyline, and relationships are going to dissolve, maybe get put back together, but most likely dissolve because of it. When Robyn tried to chime in and she was like, what was said? And Wendy was like, hell no, hell no. Shut up, eat a cracker, go, don't worry. I'm sure she'll fill you in later. You guys will get to go off to the side and talk about all of this, but eat a cracker and be quiet. And Robyn didn't take too kindly to that either, but Dr. Wendy Osefo was not playing. This is just interesting to me for the simple fact that we don't know how this is going to play out. But one thing that's kind of annoying is Robyn always has Gizelle's back. I understand, yes, that's a good friend, but you can't, or maybe you can, do you just agree with everything that she says? And this is a moment where I kind of wish that on the show they didn't have Robyn and Gizelle together, because it is just obvious every time Gizelle says something, she's going to have backup. I wish we could see Gizelle stand on her, own 2 feet without Robyn always backing her up. I don't know if we'll get that moment, but we need that moment. The rest of the women are always either together or divided, but they're not for sure going to have someone back them up every single moment. Now, Gizelle could push a body off of the side of a bridge, and Robyn would be like, well, this is why she did it. It makes sense from this standpoint. I'm speaking up for Gizelle. No, just let Gizelle speak for herself. You weren't even in the room with Ashley Darby and Gizelle when they talked about the social media article, post, whatever in the first place, when they were talking about the Eddie cheating rumor. So I don't know necessarily why you're chiming in now. Does that make sense? All right. Got a little heated there for a second. Guys, my question for you is, what did you think about last night's episode? Tomorrow, we will be recapping the episode with Kate Casey on Reality Life with Kate Casey. She, has a podcast. We're talking about it today on her podcast, and then we'll have her come back and join us. We have a few other special guests coming this week, and I think that's going to be very exciting. But, well, actually, I know it's going to be very exciting. But also, who is in the wrong here? Is it Ashley Darby for bringing up the rumor and breathing life into it by addressing it with Dr. Wendy Osefo? Is it Gizelle for having Ashley Darby throw the stone and putting her hands behind her back saying, I didn't do anything? Or is it Dr. Wendy Osefo for overreacting? Because I have to say, if you talk about my family, you might get the same reaction. All right, guys, you know what to do. If you haven't already, go ahead, comment below. And before you go, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell. Because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. With that, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.